Welcome to the Savvy Shopkeeper Retail Podcast. I'm your host, Kathy Cruz. Just like you, I'm an independent retail business owner. I love the home decor and gift boutique I co-own with my sister, but I don't want it to consume me or my life. Join me each week as I share lessons learned, helpful tips, and valuable information for your retail business and life. Whether you're buying your products or making your products, whether you're a $25K business or a $2.5 million business, I'm on a mission to help indie retailers work less, profit more, and grow. Let's get started on today's episode. Welcome to episode 127 of the Savvy Shopkeeper Retail Podcast. Cash is Queen, a free cash flow masterclass for indie retailers. I'm your host, Kathy Cruz. I'm bringing this week's episode to you a few days earlier because I'm hosting a free cash flow masterclass, and it comes with a checklist to help you create a system around managing cash flow in your retail business. I will host the masterclass on Zoom on Monday, June 27th, 2022 at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you're thinking, Kathy, you had me at Cash Flow Masterclass and you know right away that you want to sign up, you can visit savvyshopkeeper.com/cashflow, all one word, to sign up for this class. Yes, it's free. This masterclass is free. And I'm doing this for two reasons. There seems to be some panic around the economy and gas prices, and you know what I'm talking about. All the news stories and the social media stories indicating that there's a consumer lack of spending. Now, I don't want to debate it. I do want to note, though, that many retailers in both of my membership groups are either slightly up or way up over last year's numbers. I just think it's important to note that. I'm not discounting what anyone is saying. I'm just letting you know that I've been surveying my group members, and a lot of them are indicating that they are not down in sales. Regardless, I'm seeing some retailers who have become very fearful around this topic. And you know, if your sales are dipping, your mindset can dip. And when retailers don't have a grip on cash flow, when no one has taught them what this means or how to manage it, the news stories and the social media feeds, they start to feel very overwhelming, especially when it's paired with low sales. And the second reason I'm doing this is because in my recent 2022 Savvy Shopkeeper survey, I asked an open-ended question regarding your biggest struggles this year. I received a variety of responses, and I'll be doing a whole podcast episode on the survey results because I always think it's enlightening, which means that you'll probably think it's enlightening. And don't worry, if you put your email address in and you shared something with me, I would never share anyone's name or business associated with any open-ended question that they answer. I just want to make sure people know that. So just going back to what I said, I received a variety of responses, and cash flow was one that kept coming up. So I thought, how can I help with this topic? Because for some retailers, times are feeling heavy right now. And for other retailers, or maybe it's the same retailers, cash flow is a struggle. So cash flow is often mistaken as revenue, just the money your business is bringing in. But there's so much more to cash flow and to managing cash flow in a retail business. So I've created a 10-point checklist to help you determine how much of a system you currently have in place for your business, because you might have some things done already. And then, of course, what else can you do to improve in this area of your business? The first thing that I want to talk about is what is the difference between revenue and cash flow? And I kind of touched on it already, but revenue is the money your business makes from the sale of its products or services. Cash flow, on the other hand, is the movement of money in and out of your business's bank account, or bank accounts if you have more than one. In this way, often or traditionally, revenue tells you how successful you are, quote unquote successful, at selling your products or services. But cash flow shows you how much money you have available to keep your business running and maybe even invest in future expansion. So, is cash flow more important than profit? Profit is the amount of money left from your sales after you've paid for your COGS, your cost of goods, those are the products that you sell, and your expenses like your rent and utilities and payroll and all that not so fun stuff. While profit is an important metric to track, it doesn't show you the net amount of money moving into and out of your bank account. And this is really important to keep your business running. This means that cash flow is more important to track on a regular basis because it's cash flow that ensures your business can keep going. So why is cash flow important? And I feel like I just kind of touched on it, but I want to dig in a little bit more. And it's because every business earns and spends cash, and it's really critical that you understand how important this is, the flow of all of it is to your company. When you have a cash flow system in place, you can analyze it and see whether the company generates enough cash to cover its current expenses and debts. If your business is cash flow positive, it means you have more cash coming into your business than you have going out, right? I think we all know that. Alternatively, if you're cash flow negative, it means your business is operating with a cash deficit, and the success of your business is often tied to your ability to maintain a healthy cash flow. So when I say all of that, doesn't it almost sounds like businesses are never cash flow negative, or they shouldn't be cash flow negative ever, right? However, cash flow crunches, that's what I'm calling them, cash flow crunches in retail are very real. Times when cash flow probably is negative or it feels disturbingly low. So this makes cash flow really tricky for retailers. No one tells retailers that these cash flow crunches are common. So I find indie retailers often feel really inadequate. I was just about to clap my hands because I feel so strongly about this. So many independent retailers feel inadequate around cash flow or they're super stressed out around this topic. So what happens in that case? Panic ensues, right? It's kind of what I said at the beginning of this episode. And I find that instead of teaching retailers how to manage these times, both mentally and financially, because you all know how strongly I feel about protecting our minds and managing our minds, but the content out there on cash flow makes many retailers feel like they're failing. During this masterclass that I'll be offering, I'll share examples of how common cash flow crunches are in retail so that you don't feel so alone. Between free resources and all the lessons I provide in the Academy and the Shopkeepers Academy for both lab members and Master Shopkeepers members, those are the two membership groups I offer in case you're new here. So between all of these resources, the free content that I offer, plus the group membership content I offer, I have a lot of content on this topic. However, as I started working on what cash flow means to retailers, when I really started focusing on what people were saying in the survey and what I'm seeing in some conversations, and some members are DMing me and PMing me personally with questions around this topic, I realized that a bit of a roadmap would be really helpful to people in my community. And I don't just mean group members. I mean anyone who's in my community. Email subscribers, podcast listeners, social media followers, all independent retailers. Please share this with someone who might benefit from this class. But again, I realized that a bit of a roadmap would be helpful. So if you're experiencing, this is one thing I want to add before I wrap this up. If you're experiencing major cash flow problems, this class won't be your magic pill. You all know I keep it real. But it will help answer some or many questions when it comes to cash flow. It may also help explain why you feel such a heavy weight on your chest when it comes to this topic in your business. And even more importantly, it'll give you 10 steps to take to start mastering your own cash flow. 10 steps that you won't find anyone else talking about. And you definitely won't find this when you Google for help on this topic. Trust me, this has been years and years of work and research and figuring it out for my own retail business too. So I'm going to wrap this up by inviting you to attend my free Cash is Queen Masterclass, where you'll also get my independent retailer's cash flow checklist. One more thing, when you sign up for the masterclass, use the same email address you already use for the Savvy Shopkeeper newsletter if you get it, or your group membership. This way you'll avoid receiving duplicate emails from me. And I mention this because I know we all have probably 3-4 different email inboxes. And what happens is people will subscribe for something of mine using one email address and then another and maybe a third, and then they realize they're getting triple the amount of emails that they should be getting from me. Just one is enough, right? So I just want to make sure that you use the same email address. And if you're not sure what email address you have on file with me, you can DM me on Instagram, or you can use the contact form on my website, and we'll get back to you as soon as we can. So a masterclass like this is something I offer regularly in Master Shopkeepers and on occasion in the Shopkeepers Lab. I haven't offered a free masterclass like this in the past, open to everyone, but I think this topic is too important for retailers, and not just now, but every day. So I'm really excited to host this masterclass. Again, this class will be on Zoom. I'll be teaching it on Zoom on Monday, June 27th, 2022 at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you sign up, you'll get access to the replay for 7 days. All group members will have lifetime access to the replay in the Shopkeepers Academy. And if you attend live and stay to the end, I'll be giving away some fun prizes. So my group members know I do this. I like to have fun with it. I hope you stay to the end. I hope you find that there's enough helpful information that you stick around. And if you do, I'm going to reward some of you. Not everyone, but I'll give away some fun prizes. But you do have to show up and stay to the end. So to wrap this up, you can visit savvyshopkeeper.com/episode 127 to see the show notes for this episode. And this is a quickie. Or you can visit savvyshopkeeper.com/cashflow to sign up for the masterclass. Until the next episode, be savvy and boss up.